आप YouTube पे भी फोन पे चेक कर लीजिएगा।
Okay, sir.
एंड इफ एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग वेल, आपको कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, यू कैन जस्ट स्टार्ट। हाँ हाँ।
Namaste, Manoj sir. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our February 2024 edition of Swarshravan. Last month, on the 13th of January, we received the very tragic news that one of the doyans of Kirana Gharana, recipients of 3 Padma Awards, Vidushi Dr. Prabha Atre, had breathed her last. She was 91 and she remained musically active till the very end. And it is even on the day of her passing, a music concert had been scheduled for her in Pune. And apart from being such a brilliant musician, she was a great musicologist as well, and I had authored a number of books. So it's really a great honor and privilege for Swara School of Music to dedicate this Swarshravan session in her memory, in Prabhatai's memory. So Manoj sir, please take it away and share your thoughts on this legend.
Namaskar. Thank you so much, Seshadri ji. Before we start, let us listen to a recording in Rag Kalavati for 30 seconds, and then we will talk about it. This is the recording of Rag Kalavati, which was done in 1972, almost 50 years ago. And the singer was the legendary maestro about whom we'll be talking today, Dr. Prabha Atre ji. 50 years have gone by. But I can tell you that it feels as if the recording was done yesterday, or she's actually singing it live for us. The freshness is still the same. And it is this recording with which Prabhatai is synonymous. As soon as we talk about her, the first recording that comes in our mind is this legendary recording of hers in Rag Kalavati. So before we start, let's pay our tribute to this legend by observing a 1-minute silence. Namaskar. So, as Seshadriji mentioned, on January 13th in the early hours of the day, Prabha Atre, as she was fondly called, left us all, but she also left behind an amazing musical legacy for all of us to cherish and get inspired and continue our musical journey. So, of course, we'll be talking about her style, her gaiki, and many other aspects about her music as we move along in the session. So, we heard the legendary recording of hers, just a trailer of Rag Kalavati. Having heard the trailer, it will be only appropriate for us to listen to the whole entire recording. So here we go. Rag Kalavati in Ek Tal by Prabha Atre. Tan Man Dhan Tope Varu. So, when you listen to this kind of music, you're just left with no words, right? It's just spellbinding, right? Absolutely. And I can tell you that I've heard this, I don't know how many number of times, also had the privilege and honor of listening to her sing this live. Yet it felt as if I was hearing it for the first time. And and I can tell you for sure that the kind of jaw-dropping feeling that I had would be exactly the same as for someone who would have heard this for the first time, despite hearing it for so many times. So it is that kind of an impactful recording. Well, there are so many aspects of her singing that we heard in this, right? The most important, the ease, the absolute ease. It just feels as if she's taking like a walk in the park when she's doing all those tals, and she's just like taking us on that journey, and we are all floating on this amazing stream of musical notes, musical swars. And then, of course, the melody, the expression, and all the technical brilliance that goes without saying. So this was Rag Kalavati that we heard, and little different we decided to do the session today. Normally, for people who watch our sessions regularly, we start off with a slow Bada Khayal, and then we gradually move on to the Chota Khayal and so on and so forth. But because this recording of hers is such a legendary recording, we had to hear it full. We could not have stopped it anywhere in the middle. So which is why we thought that we'll start off with this recording, although it was a fast-paced Drut Ek Tal recording, but we had to start with this. So that's why the slight change of format for today's program. And in fact, the next composition that we are going to listen to her, that's going to be a Bada Khayal, with which normally we start, but then we are going to play a short clipping of her Bada Khayal in Vilambit Ek Tal. Vilambit as in slow tempo, a very slow tempo. We heard the same tal in a much faster tempo now. Now the same tal will be played for you in a much slower tempo, which is what is Vilambit. And this is a Bada Khayal in Rag Jog Kaunse. It's a combination of Rag Jog and Rag Chandra Kaunse. And it goes something like Ni sa ga sa da da ni sa ga ga sa. So this is the Chandra Kaunse part, and sa ga ga ma ga. This is the jog part of the rag. And then of course it goes on to ga ma dha da pa ma pa ga ga ma ga sa ni sa ma ga sa da da ni ga sa. So this is Rag Jog Kaunse, and we are going to listen to a composition, as I said, in Vilambit Ek Tal from Prabha Atre. Very popular traditional composition, Jagat Sapna. So Rag Jog Kaunse.
जगत सबना
Wow. That was Rag Joke Counts, a late night melody. So, as Seshadriji mentioned in the beginning, Prabha Atre belongs to Kirana Gharana. And I think in the past we have talked about Kirana Gharana. In fact, when we did the Swarshravan session last month for Ustad Rashid Khan Sahab, we did mention as to how Kirana Gharana, the main feature is gradual elaboration of the rag. So you go gradually, step by step, and to such an extent that sometimes Antara is not even sung, and the elaboration of the rag is given prime importance. So that is exactly what we heard just now in rag Jog Counts, as Prabha Atre just was so amazingly gliding from one note to another, cycle after cycle, right? So that was rag Jog Counts. Now the next composition is a rag called Desi. Mind you, it is not Des, which is the more popular rag, but it is rag Desi, and it's a morning melody, and it goes something like this. It is very close to another popular rag, which is Kafi, and it goes something like this. Sa re ma pa re ga sa re ni sa re ma pa sa pa ni sa re ni sa pa ni sa pa da ma pa re ma pa da ma pa re ga sa re ni sa. That is rag Desi for you, and we are going to listen to a composition in Drut Teen Tal from Prabha Atre. So rag Desi. Teen Tal is 16-beat cycle.
आज मुरी नैया पार उतार, आज मुरी नैया पार उतारू, आज मुरी नैया पार उतारू, आज मुरी नैया पार उतारू, आज मुरी नैया पार उतार, नाथ अनाथ दीन सवार, नाथ अनाथ दीन सवारू, आज मुरी नैया पार उतारू, आज मुरी नैया सवारू, आज मुरी नैया पार उदारू, दानी दे रे ना दा रे तन दी, 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 दानी दारे तनदी, दारे दारे तनदी, दानी दे रे ना दारे तनदी, दानी दे रे ना दारे तनदी, आ dani dire na da da re tanadim dani dire na da da re dani dire na da da re tanadim dani dire na da da re tanadim dani dire na da da re dani dire na da da re tanadim dani dire na da da re tanadim dani dire na da da re
Wow, that was Rag Desi. In fact, I missed mentioning about the tarana that she sang later in Drut, Ek Tal, 12 beat cycle. She kind of preferred Ek Tal quite a lot. Many of her compositions are in Ek Tal, the 12 beat cycle. And I had heard in one of her interviews as to how greatly she gave importance to the simplicity of the lyrics of the composition. And the three compositions that we heard, we can easily make out as to how the pronunciation of Prabha Atre is so impeccable. Many a times when we listen to classical musicians, we of course enjoy their elaboration and everything, but we don't necessarily understand the words that they are trying to sing for us. And I know of so many people that they kind of get disillusioned with classical music because they say that, oh, classical music is just like doing, like they're just repeating the same thing over and over again and they're just doing like ah, and we can't follow any words and all that. So it's very important, although classical music is a rag pradhan style of singing, meaning the importance is given more on elaboration of the rag. It's very important for us to also highlight and clearly sing the words of the composition so that people who come to listen to a classical music concert, and many of them may not be classically trained, for them to understand the rag, they can relate so much better when they at least understand the words and the mood that the singer is trying to convey by saying those words very clearly, right? So that is something that we can so evidently see in Prabha Atre's performances. So the next one is another late night melody. It's called Rag Bhinna Shadaj. Now, I would especially like to mention about this rag a little bit. So the word is very interesting, Bhinna Shadaj. Now, it literally means that we are separating sa, bhinna, right? So Bhinna Shadaj, it literally means like without sa, right? So you separate sa, Shadaj ko bhinna kar dena. Now what that means is not, I mean obviously you can't have any rag without sa, but the importance that this rag gives to ni, that is nishad, is very amazing for us to see, to such an extent that it almost eliminates sa. And that is why the name Bhinna Shadaj, also commonly called as Kaushik Dhvani, right? And it goes something like this. Sa ga ma dha ni, ni ni sa dha dha ma, Gamadhani gani dha madha maga maga sadhani dhani sagamada maga ga sadhani dasa. That is Rag Bhinna Shadaj, and we will hear a composition by Prabha Atre that she is singing for us in Madhyalaya Rupak, which is a 7-beat cycle. So let's listen to her, Rag Bhinna Shadaj.
ah
That was Rag Bhinna Shadaj. And I'm sure you must have noticed the distinct halt on knee that she was giving, right? So the combination of knee and ga, right? So it was a very interesting rag, and what an amazing presentation, as always, from Prabha Atre. So the next segment is the interview, and well, we will get to hear so many aspects about her life, her journey, her music through her interview, some of which might really amaze us and surprise us even, So let's listen to a slightly longish interview than what we normally have, but I'm sure all of you will thoroughly enjoy it. So here is Prabha Atre speaking with us.
बातचीत की शुरुआत अगर संगीत के आपके सफ़र से की जाए, जितना कुछ हम जान पाए कि आपका जो संगीत का सफ़र रहा, ये माँ की बीमारी से शुरू हुआ जो आज तक जारी है, उस बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए।
मैं संगीतकारों के घराने से नहीं हूँ। मेरे फैमिली में किसी ने शास्त्रीय संगीत सुना तक नहीं था।
क्या बात है।
मेरे माता और पिता दोनों ही एजुकेशन फील्ड में थे। पिताजी हेड मास्टर और माता वही स्कूल में शिक्षक थी। तो वहाँ एक्टिविटीज़ तो बहुत सारी थी, उसमें संगीत भी एक था, और हेड मास्टर की लड़की होने से हर एक्टिविटी में मुझे भाग लेना पड़ता था। मेरी माँ, मैं जब छोटी थी तो बीमार रहती थी, तो किसी ने कहा उनको अगर कोई हारमोनियम जैसा वाद्य आप सिखाएंगे तो उनका ध्यान उस तरफ जाएगा और फिर वो भूल जाएंगे अपने बीमारी के बारे में। तो ऐसे एक गुरु को, हारमोनियम टीचर को पिताजी लेके आए मतलब, और 8 दिन में उन्होंने कहा माताजी ने कि मुझे नहीं सीखना है। तो फिर पिताजी ने कहा उनको ना कैसे कहे, इसको सीखने दो। ऐसे करके मैंने सीखना शुरू किया। तो मतलब सीखना चालू था, लेकिन इसको करियर करना है ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं था। गाती रही, लेकिन इधर कंपटीशन, कहीं रेडियो में गाओ तो लोग अच्छा बोलने लगे। तो पिताजी ने कहा इसको सिखाओ। और फिर एक दिन पिताजी के एक फ्रेंड थे, तो घर में आए, वो कुछ काम के लिए आए थे, तो मैं रियाज कर रही थी। तो उन्होंने मुझे सुना, तो उन्होंने कहा इसकी आवाज़ अच्छी है, टैलेंट अच्छा है, आप इसे किसी अच्छे गुरु के पास भेजिएगा। और वो सुरेश बाबू माने जी के बहुत अच्छे फ्रेंड भी थे। सुरेश बाबू माने किराना घराने के बहुत अच्छे गायक थे, हीराबाई जी के बड़े भाई। तो एक दिन पिताजी मुझे लेके गए उनके घर में, तो हीराबाई जी बैठी थी, सुरेश बाबू माने बैठे थे, उनकी छोटी बहन ऐसे तीनों, और मैं बहुत डर गई थी। तो मैंने एक राग गाया और एक ठुमरी गाई, का करो सजनी। तो बहुत खुश भी हुए, और उन्होंने कहा कि ठीक है, मैं इसको सिखाऊंगा। तो ऐसी मेरी शिक्षा शुरू हो गई, और उनके पास मैं करीब 6 साल सीखी। लेकिन वो 6 साल में उन्होंने जो मुझे सिखाया, मतलब मेरी आंखें खोल दी। और 1 साल तक एक राग सिखाया है मैंने, उन्होंने यमन राग सिखाया। लेकिन 1 साल होने के बाद फिर मैंने पूछा कि कितने साल अभी सीखना है इसको। तो उन्होंने बोला कि अच्छा तुमको यमन आता है क्या? फिर मैं हाँ तो नहीं कैसे की, लेकिन उस यमन का फाउंडेशन इतना अच्छा रहा कि उसके बाद के राग बस 1 साल में 6 राग मैं सीख गई। क्योंकि मतलब सुर कैसे लगाना है, बढ़त कैसे करना है, भाव कैसे लाना है, ये सारी बातें यमन में आ गई थी।
प्रभा जी, आप लॉ ग्रेजुएट रही, साइंस से भी आपका ताल्लुक रहा, लेकिन अगर देखा जाए तो आपने प्रोफेशन चुना संगीत को। जब आप इसको एक प्रोफेशन की तरह चुन रही थी, तो क्या थॉट आपके दिमाग में था उस वक्त?
मैंने साइंस तो किया था, लॉ भी किया था, लेकिन वो फ्रॉग और कॉकरोच को डिसेक्ट करना या किसी क्रिमिनल को डिफेंड करना, ये मेरे नेचर में नहीं था। मतलब वो करने के बावजूद भी मुझे ऐसा लगा कि ये मेरे लिए नहीं है, अभी क्या करना है। मैं सोच रही थी, फिर ऑल इंडिया रेडियो की एक ऐड आई थी प्रोड्यूसर के लिए। ऐसे ही मैंने कहा अप्लाई करे, तो फिर वहाँ मुझे सिलेक्शन हो गया मेरा और मैंने रेडियो ज्वाइन कर लिया।
क्या सन क्या रहा होगा?
1960।
बड़ा खूबसूरत माहौल हुआ करता होगा।
बहुत खूबसूरत मालूम, मतलब उस वक्त एक ही सोर्स था ना। हाँ। संगीत सुनने के लिए रेडियो ही एक ही सोर्स था। मतलब बाहर प्रोग्राम भी ज़्यादा नहीं होते थे, कमर्शियल रिकॉर्ड्स भी ज़्यादा नहीं थी, मतलब लोग रेडियो को ही सुनते थे।
प्रभा जी, अगर देखा जाए तो किराना घराने की गायकी रही आपकी, आप उस घराने से ताल्लुक़ रखती रही, लेकिन आपका अंदाज जो था वो बिल्कुल अलग था। अपनी इस जिसे कहते हैं ना आइडेंटिटी को, एक बिल्कुल अलग अंदाज को आप कैसे कायम रख पाई?
रेडियो में जाने के बाद वहाँ आमिर खान साहब का मैंने बहुत कुछ सुना। उनका मतलब उनकी गायकी सुनने के बाद मेरे विचार में बहुत बदलाव आया है। तो उसका असर बहुत हुआ मेरे ऊपर, और वो एक है। और जैसे मैंने कहा, मैंने जिसको भी सुना है, बड़े गुलाम अली खान साहब का, जैसे मैंने कहा मेरी आज की जो ठुमरी है उनका असर बहुत है, नूरजान का है, बेगम अख्तर।
प्रभा जी, किराना घराने की खासियत के बारे में बात करें।
इसमें मतलब समर्पण है, उसमें गंभीरता है, माधुर्य है। कला पहली आती है, शास्त्र बाद में आता है। अगर शास्त्र कला के ऊपर हावी हो गया तो वो श्रोता कैसे सुनेगा उसे?
आपने पीएचडी भी किया और सरगम को अपना विषय चुना, क्या खासियत रही जो आपने इसी को अपना विषय बनाया पीएचडी का?
जैसे मैंने कहा, आमिर खान साहब का बहुत असर था मेरे ऊपर। फर्स्ट टाइम जब मैंने सुना तो सरगम मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी। और बॉम्बे में आने के बाद मैंने कर्नाटक म्यूज़िक, जैसे वो सेक्शन मेरे पास था, तो वहाँ कर्नाटक म्यूज़िक की भी जो सरगम शैली है वो भी मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी। जैसे आलाप है हमारे यहाँ, तान है, फ्रेजेस विथ वर्ड्स, जैसे बंदिश के बोल हम फ्रेजेस में डालते, वो भी है। तो मैंने कहा सरगम क्यों नहीं? सरगम तो एक सांगीतिक सामग्री है, सरगम से खाली सांगीतिक अर्थ सामने आता है, तो फिर उसको क्यों नहीं करेंगे हम? और फिर बाहर जो इतना अच्छा लोग गाते हैं, इंक्लूड करते हैं, और उसका रिएक्शन हम देखते हैं लोगों के साथ, श्रोताओं के साथ, तो उसको ज़रूर करना चाहिए। उससे एक समृद्धता आती है।
एसएनडीटी महिला विश्वविद्यालय से भी जुड़ी, आपने पढ़ाया भी, तो वहाँ पर जब आप पढ़ा रही थी तो युवाओं में किस तरह का रुझान आपको दिखा, खासतौर पर अगर हम शास्त्रीय संगीत की बात करते हैं?
एक तो रेडियो छोड़ के मैंने एसएनडीटी ज्वाइन किया इसलिए कि एकेडमिक इंटरेस्ट मुझे बहुत है। मुझे संगीत, खाली संगीत को पेश करना ये नहीं है। संगीत का मतलब विथ ओपन आइज हम क्या काम कर रहे हैं, वो एक तो खुद जानना और दूसरों को समझाना। वहाँ का पहले जाके मैंने वहाँ का जो सिलेबस पूरा चेंज कर दिया।
अच्छा।
हाँ, तो मतलब राइट फ्रॉम फोक म्यूजिक टू क्लासिकल, जितने भी सारे संगीत प्रकार है, वेस्टर्न म्यूजिक, कर्नाटक म्यूजिक, इंक्लूडिंग वर्ल्ड म्यूजिक, ये सारा मैंने अभ्यास मतलब सरफेस लेवल पे मैंने रखा था। उससे एक एक्सपोजर अच्छा मिलता है, हम कहाँ खड़े हैं, हमारा संगीत कहाँ है, और बाहर के लोग हमको कैसा देखते हैं, उनसे हमें क्या लेना है, ये सब हमारे स्टूडेंट्स जानती है। फिर मतलब दे कैन बी कॉन्फिडेंट बाहर जाने के बाद कि नहीं तो लोग बोलते हैं भारतीय संगीत क्या है, खाली रोना है, करते बैठते हैं आप लोग। तो मतलब ये उनमें समझ आने से फिर एक कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता है। और मैं जब बाहर जाती हूँ तो मुझे भी अच्छा लगता है कि मैं आई नो देयर म्यूजिक, कुछ तो मुझे मालूम है।
आपने किताबें भी तो लिखी
जी,
और स्वरमयी को तो बाकायदा एक पुरस्कार भी मिला। तो जब आप लिख रही थी तो उस वक्त आपके जहन में क्या कुछ चल रहा था जो आपने अपनी इस किताब में समेट लिया?
जी, हम जब बात करते हैं तो मतलब वी आर नॉट केयरफुल कि कौन सा शब्द कहाँ कैसे यूज करें। व्हेन यू सिट टू राइट, तो हर शब्द तो आप परख के डालते हैं। और मुझे ये लगा था कि जो हमारा श्रोता है, सामान्य श्रोता है, जानकारी नहीं उससे तक मैं पहुंच सकूं। तो इसलिए मैंने, और जो मेरे अपने विचार थे अलग जो परंपरा से हटके थोड़े थे, परंपरा तोड़ना नहीं चाहती, लेकिन परंपरा में क्या होता है, जो फाउंडेशन वो रहता है, लेकिन समय के साथ बहुत सारा जुड़ भी जाता है अनवांटेड, वो उसको हमको हटाना है, और जो परंपरा है मूल उसको हमको देखना है। और जैसे समय के साथ हम सब लोग बदलते जा रहे हैं, तो कला को भी बदलना है। तो ये हम भूल जाते हैं कि परंपरा आजकल नहीं रही संगीत की। ऐसे कैसे बोल सकते हैं? आप खुद भी तो बहुत बदले हैं, उसके तरफ देखिए। कला को भी बदलना है, समय के साथ उसको देखना है। आज का राग या राग कंसेप्ट या ताल कंसेप्ट आज कैसा है उसको देखना है। तो ये सब लोगों के सामने जाना चाहिए। माय ओन थॉट्स क्या है, इसके लिए मैंने किताब लिखी।
बहुत सुंदर बात आपने जो कही, उसी बात से जुड़ी हुई जो मेरा अगला सवाल है वो ये है कि अगर हम उत्तर दक्षिण पूर्व पश्चिम की बात करें, हर जगह का अपना एक संगीत है, लेकिन बहुत से ऐसे लोग हैं जो दक्षिण वाले उत्तर को नहीं जानते, पूर्व वाले पश्चिम को नहीं जानते। हालांकि हैं हम सब एक ही भारत के रहने वाले लोग। आपको क्या महसूस होता है कि ये जो हमारे पास जो संगीत की जो विरासत है, इतनी समृद्ध विरासत है, इन सब के बीच में एक संवाद होना बेहद ज़रूरी है, डायलॉग?
नहीं, हालांकि हिंदुस्तानी और कर्नाटक संगीत का जो फाउंडेशन है, राग एंड ताल, वो एक ही है। फाउंडेशन एक ही है, खाली ये कंसेप्ट के तरफ देखने का नज़रिया अलग है। जो म्यूजिकल मटेरियल है उसको इस्तेमाल कैसे करते हैं, एक्सप्रेस कैसे करते हैं, प्रेजेंट कैसे करते हैं, ये खाली अलग है। बाकी एक ही म्यूजिक है वो।
आपको लगता है कि इन सब को कभी एक मंच पर लाना चाहिए?
नहीं,
हम सब बहुत दूर दूर हैं।
नहीं, वो आजकल हो रहा है।
हाँ हाँ,
मतलब जुगलबंदी के प्रोग्राम हो रहे हैं काफ़ी, साउथ और नॉर्थ के, और सेमिनार्स हो रहे हैं। तो आई एम वेरी श्योर कि वो जो दूरियां हैं वो कम होते जाएंगे।
आपको लगता है इस तरह के अगर सेमिनार्स होते हैं तो वो एक बहुत अच्छा डायलॉग स्थापित करेंगे?
बहुत अच्छा, बहुत अच्छी बात है।
Wow. So insightful, isn't it? Just makes us think and makes us feeling so amazed that despite being somebody who came from a very traditional background, she was so open about changing and to cater to the needs of the changing times, right? Now, she said some very interesting things, sargam especially. Now, you know, whenever we listen to any song, and as soon as you hear any swars being sung in the song, you say, oh, this is a classical based song, right? It immediately attracts you. And that's exactly what she said if you listened to her interview just now, that the kind of response that sargam can draw from people is so amazing. Because it just conveys like a musical meaning. It does not have any other, like say, double meaning or anything like that, right? It just conveys pure music. And so there's no question of any ambiguity. So when somebody says ga, it has to be ga, right? So that is something that was just so interesting. And then she said about how she changed the entire syllabus of SNDT music department, in which she introduced all kinds of courses wherein she gave importance to at least having a basic knowledge about all kinds of music. And this is something that I would want to share from my own personal experience, having studied in a similar setup. You know, it just gives you so much extra dimension, and it just, as she very rightly said, allows you to interact with other musicians from other genres, right? So when we say like a C major or C minor, so you exactly know what that means. And then there are, you know, several Western terms like point, melody, counterpoint. You know what those terms mean because you have been introduced to those basic knowledge of theory while doing your graduation or post-graduation in music. And that's exactly what she said that she introduced in SNDT, and it is so much important in terms of establishing a dialogue between all kinds of music, about which she also spoke. So these to me were some of the salient features of her interview that we heard, and it is just so amazing for us to listen to somebody, as simple. So when you listen to her talk, like you can literally feel as if somebody among us is talking to us, conversing with us. Even when you hear her lectures, it is just a very simple, casual way of talking, no fancy words or nothing like that, which exactly reflects even in her musical compositions, like very simple words. You can understand the words. You don't have to really rack your brains to listen to the words and to try to understand the meaning of those words. And the same was the case when she spoke. So, just so insightful and so inspiring, And I hope that just like myself, all of you are feeling the inspiration and the energy that she brings through her music and through her talk. So the next one is a very interesting composition. Now, this composition I received recently, the recording from another group, and the gentleman who sent the recording, he was present when she sang this composition last year, just a year ago, when she was all of 91. She was 91 when she sang this composition. And I can bet that you would not guess that she is that old when you listen to her sing this. So this is a composition in Dadra Tal. It's also called Dadra. So the compositions that are based on Dadra Tal, there's a semi-classical genre which is called Dadra, in which the compositions are based on Dadra Tal. And it's a semi-classical composition in which the rag is not given that much of importance, but it is the words, the literature, and the tune of such compositions are very much in tune with the literature, the words. So, Sham bin paun mein, paun kaise chain. That is the composition. So, Sham bin paun mein, paun kaise chain. And not very sure about the rag. It's kind of very similar to a rag that I know of, which is called Mangal Bhairav. But like I said, it is not fully based on it, because being a semi-classical composition, Prabha Atre has obviously taken liberties to introduce other swars. Sare ma padha ma padha sare sadha pama pama re sare dha padha ma sare sare ma padha ma. So this is like the basic scale of this composition, and set to Dadra Tal, 6 beats. So let's listen to this. Sham bin paun mein, paun kaise chain. Prabha Atre is singing at the age of 91.
Sham bin paun mein, paun kaise chain. Sham bin paun mein, paun kaise chain. Sham bin paun mein, paun kaise chain. 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 Paun kaise chain.
wow, I'm almost sure that nobody would have imagined that she was 91 when she sang this. And you know, the awareness, the alertness of tal, and you know, the swar, the clarity of words, wasn't it just so impeccable? You know, it's such an inspiration. And see, all these things, I mean, it's not like everybody can have a similar life. I mean, of course, we wish everyone to live for 100 years and all that. But the core is to just derive inspiration from the way she carried herself throughout her life and dedicated her life towards music, right? So, you know, as they say, it's not about the number of years that you live, but it's the quality of life that you live, right? So here we have number of years and the quality. So amazing. And so it's that kind of an inspiration that she gives us to make sure that we realize the strength that music has, which can help us lead a life the way she did, right? So the next one is a very popular composition of hers, just like Rag Kalavati that we heard at the beginning of this session. There is another very popular composition, semi-classical composition based on Rag Manj Khamaj, you know. Magare sani pani sare ga magare ga sa savare aijayo savare. It was popularized by her, and that is how many of the people and many of us who listen to classical music or semi-classical music, we were introduced to this composition through Prabha Atre. So let's listen to this very legendary composition, popular, Jamuna Kinare Mora Gaon, Savare Aijayo, set to Keherwa Tal.
Ai jayo savare, ai jayo savare.
the freshness, right? And the chirpiness in this composition was just so amazing, isn't it? Very rhythmic, very catchy. When you listen to this composition, automatically you will start swaying to it, right? So finally, we come to the concluding composition, as always, in Rag Bhairavi, and this is a composition in Dadra Tal. So again, it's a Dadra, and Ja main to se nahi bolun. This is like the base phrase of this composition, and let's listen to how beautifully and explicitly Prabhatai expresses the mood in so many different ways. Ja main to se nahi bolun. Rag Bhairavi. let us offer our most humble salutations and obeisance to this legendary singer, Vidushi Dr. Prabha Atre ji, Prabhatai as she was fondly called. And let's pray to the Lord Almighty that we feel inspired and energized by her music and truly continue our musical journey with the same zeal and determination with which she dedicated her entire life to music. She breathed music. She lived music. And like Seshadri ji said, even when she left us, she was scheduled to sing. So basically there was no end in her mind about her music. Let's keep that as our goal and continue to tread on this musical path, be it as a student, as a performer, or as a passionate listener and appreciator of music. And thank you so much to all of you for having joined us in paying tribute to Prabhatai. This was episode number 38 of Swarshravan. Next month, we will be presenting for you episode number 39 on the second Sunday of March, which is March 10th. Same time, 11 a.m. Eastern, that is 9. In fact, it will be 8:30 p.m. IST because the time would have changed. The daylight saving time would have come into effect by then. So it will be 8:30 p.m. IST, which will be 11 a.m. Eastern on March 10th. We will be presenting for you episode number 39 of Swarshravan. And we are really happy to be streaming this live. And we feel that we can that way reach more people so that more and more people get benefited by all these amazing legends that we bring for you. Thank you so much for joining, and until next month, happy listening. Stay safe. Namaskar.